fell, you tried to cradle him, you tried to do something with the leg. That really wasn't perfect technique. That's just my mind going, what do I do next? Right? So some of you had a guy ask, like, well, how did you get to the cradle? Well, it really wasn't what I was teaching. I was just letting you know that as he fell, I'm looking at what I have, right? He fell, I still have his leg. How does he want me to beat him since he left me with his leg and he fell down? Well, one way to beat him would be to cradle him. That works. Okay? One way is he turns away, right? I can turn. Right? He turns the other way. I can do a short leg. Keep his leg split. Go into my captain series. Get all these options. So it really wasn't a move. I was just thinking out loud what I'm going to do next. And that should be all of you guys. You should always be thinking, if I score this way, how do I score again? If I score that way, how do I score again? Right? Everything needs to be connected to what I'm doing to my next score. I'm constantly thinking, where's my next one coming from? Not, hey, I did a move, now I'm just going to wait a second, think about it. Okay, now I'm going to try this. Those things aren't connected. We got to connect everything we're doing to the next thing. As we fall, I'm finding that position and going, what does this kind of look like that I did before? Okay? Well, that's what I'm going to do next. All right. So, I want to go now to what I was saying about why my grip's like this. Am I going to be able to go 2 in and 2 up on everybody? The moment I start trying to get in and he keeps rolling, we're now in this battle of I'm closing the gap, but I'm not moving him enough to come up. Right? So I'm going to have to beat him where? He's not letting me get off the mat, so I'm going to have to beat him where? On the mat. Isn't that what he's telling me? He's not letting me come up. He's saying, I want you to beat me on the mat. Okay, so am I trying to come up? Should we always try to get up? Should we volunteer to stay on the ground with him, underneath him? No, we're always trying to come up, and I'm going 2 in, 2 in, 2 in. I'm just not getting up. Right? I'm going to show you why I like this grip. You'll have a lot of guys that will tell you that if you leave this hand on top, they're going to pull your hands apart. The only time the guys ever pulled my hands apart is when I stop moving. If he's moving, I've never had a guy hopping and trying to keep his balance go, oh, pull my hands apart. But I've came up like this and I've stopped, and a guy pulls my hands apart. Why? Because I stopped. As long as he was moving, it didn't matter which way my hands. Yeah, I like my bottom hand underneath so he can't pull it apart. You don't know what I'm talking about? You'll see. But if he's moving, I don't care which hand's on top. He doesn't have enough power to pull my hands apart because he's worried about not falling down. Okay, so I want to show you why my grip's like this though. So I've got my partner, and I'm trying to close the gap while he's falling. So he moves his foot away from me. Okay? Am I controlling up here or down here? Okay? There's 2 reasons I want you to control down low. Okay? What do we call last camp? What do we call this? Who was here? Grippy. Right? This is grippy. Grippy makes your foot sticky. Right? It stays where it's at. Okay? The top of your foot's made to slide. A good wrestler will put their foot back like this a lot of times so that their grip doesn't stick to the mat. So if his grip sticks to the mat and I'm driving into him, I've got his leg. He wants his toe to be back, so he's sprawling. When I control the bottom part of his leg and I go back foot, front knee, and I pull down the lower part of his leg, I'm actually trying to make the grippy part of his shoe stick to the mat. Right? So he's sprawling like this. I'm going to fight the bottom part of his leg down. Right? I'm pulling his grip down. So I try to make his shoe hit the mat, and he's sprawling. Right? I'm going 2 in, 2 in. See how he got his leg? Right? I'm trying to use leverage on the bottom part of his leg. It really helps to not not trying to fight the strongest part of his leg up here. At least for me. Okay? So he's gonna really sprawl and stuff this time. He's gonna stuff my head and sprawl. And I'm gonna go 2 in still, no matter what. Staying long. If my head doesn't come up, that means he's got me beat for coming up most of the time. Right? If my head's